Hey, what's up, everyone? We're live. So I got a wild SJ on today for the first time, but should be a good one. We're going to talk about tablets, marketing.
Yeah.
So
Tablets, marketing. I'm excited. This is actually really fun for me because when I started streaming, I did a lot of solo streams, and then there's a handful of people that were like, I was their first stream channel. Like they were my first the first time they streamed was on my channel. So like Georgia Carrera, she was the first time she ever streamed. She was a guest on my channel. KDP, the first time she ever streamed was on my channel.
Oh,
so
wow.
I feel honored to be your first guest. So
oh, that's nice. Well, I am using the mic you gave me too, so that's.
I love that. Yeah, I was trying to remember. It was a while back, at least a year, right? Like maybe a year and a half ago.
Yep.
And I think you just said you were going to start streaming, and I think you must have mentioned that you were like trying to save up for equipment or something, because I don't think I would have just sent it like, oh, you're going to start streaming, you know, like you must have said something for me to be like, oh, I should pay it forward, because that mic was bought for me when I started streaming. A couple Hexicans reached out and were like, hey, we want to buy you a microphone for your streaming setup. So it's really lovely that it's now like passed on into the Hexican universe. I'm very glad. I'm super stoked to see you creating content. And I think the video game niche is like, kind of like what Richard did with his outrage marketing, right? Like you're trying to punch through a different audience and bring them into PulseChain. And I think that that's smart, right? Like if you're passionate about something, or if there's a niche that you have or something you have a lot of wisdom about, talk about that, do that thing, and then sprinkle little Hex and PulseChain on top, right?
Right. Well, the whole concept, the idea was, because I think the tablet strategy or the marketing, I think it's brilliant. I don't know why it gets so much hate. I honestly don't know. I think creating brand awareness before like sentiment flips, if we get to that point, I think it's a part of what needs to happen. So like Richard always said, people have to know we exist. And this is what the whole point is. So people know we exist. I'm like, well, how can I personally like contribute to this? Because I think a lot of Hex and PulseChain, anybody that stopped streaming, I think they're making a mistake, because you're literally getting free advertising. Like if you're a Hex and PulseChain streamer, you should be riding this all the way too. Like when people go Google and search Hex and PulseChain, your YouTube videos might pop up. So like I don't understand why. I mean, life happens, but I thought maybe gaming is probably, well, it is the biggest entertainment industry in the world. So, and I don't even play video games much anymore, but I'm like, how can I create something here? And that's where I created like a gaming channel. Like I'm mixing it up. I don't know which direction it's fully going to go yet, but I created a Hex avatar that when I do gaming streams, the Hex avatar is, my face ain't going to be in it. The Hex avatar is going to be like a living, breathing like thing. So I'm kind of excited to see where this goes.
Nice.
Because we've already, I've in the few gaming streams I've already done, we've onboarded 2 or 3 people, because Hexican, that's the thing. Because Hexican, people have to realize we're a community. So if you don't, or if you have something you enjoy doing, you can use the Hex community to kind of fuse things together, I believe. And because I had Hexicans show up to some of my gaming streams, which is really hard to break through. Like people, like I was just doing research, and like I was just browsing other gamers that were doing live streams, and it was like 0 views. And like right away I'm getting 5 to 10 live people. So, and that brought other people that don't even know what Hex is. They're coming into my live streams and they're interacting with Hexicans. So I thought that was a pretty cool idea. So we're going to see where it goes. But how's the tablet thing going? Didn't you?
It's going.
Didn't you guys mention that Amazon is going to be?
Yeah.
You're going to be doing the Amazon thing. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So it's been a struggle. It's been a little bit of a struggle because the Amazon powers that be had to have a bunch of like paperwork done. So because the tablets have a small battery in the back of them, and because they're technically a child's toy, I don't know if it was something we did when we set up the categories or how we got into this kerfuffle, but we started this trail of trying to get onto Amazon like almost 4 months ago, probably. I was like trying to get our product on Amazon and listed. It was listed for like a couple days, and then they were like, oh, no, you have to send us all of these papers from the manufacturer about the battery. And then we sent that in, and then like a few weeks later, they flagged it because it's a child's toy. We had to send them some other paperwork. So it was just a lot of red tape for a hot minute. And as far as I know right now, the holdup is on our end. We are waiting for our printer to come back from getting worked on. It had a slight malfunction in it, and it's like a super fancy, like specialty label, reel-to-reel printer, and we have to print because the Amazon has their own like limitations and qualifications for the labels, right? So we have to put a warning label on every single tablet. In fact, let me show you. Here we go. So this is technically where we at. This one? Will it focus? Let's see.
Wait, that's the wrong one.
Is it?
Oh no, sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Will it focus? No focus?
I'll
I'll hold it like this. That's fine. That's good. So, so basically every single tablet has to have this warning label on it because of the battery that's inside. And then the individual tablets all have to have their QR codes. But then we're also going to sell them in 12 packs and 24 packs. It's a whole thing. It's a whole deal. So when the printer comes back, we'll be creating all of these labels. We're going to put a palette together of each set of inventory. So like a box of individual tablets, a box of sets of 12, a box of sets of 24, and then a full box. And there's magnetized and unmagnetized versions of it. Right. So as soon as that gets shipped to Amazon, we'll really find out like, okay, here's our inventory. Can we do we get to, it's a learning process. Like, everything's been a huge learning curve in terms of how this has started and where it's at now and where it's going. Every piece of the process is something I've never done before or seen before. And like our entire, group here that's working on this is all brand new. And it's exciting because it's, I know deep down in my heart that, like you said earlier, the brand awareness is a huge part of it. The other part of it is that we want to be able to have better control over tracking in terms of onboarding, because that's really that's the end goal, right? Is we want people to be PulseChain holders. So that's another step in, like, that's our next step in the process is, okay, how do we make it so that these tablets have value and we're able to track who's onboarding who, and did this tablet onboard someone? Like, how does that happen? So that's actually, we have a master plan we're working on right now to get that part going as well. So it's always been multifaceted, right? And then on top of that, we're kind of slowing down on this piece of it, but we've been sending out just a free box or a free pallet to certain community members to just, kind of like get them out there and see what the community is going to do with them. See how many people get onboarded through the community's efforts, and, what does that look like? And, is there anyone out there that is inspiring us to do something additional, right, with what we've got? So, so yeah, that's a long-winded answer to what's up with Amazon, basically.
Oh yeah, I think that's going to be cool to watch that unfold and see how it happens. And because I think, where I want to come into the next question is, so if we're putting these tablets on Amazon, what's going to be like in the description? What are we going to say as far as like, because we're going to be selling them, are you going to say something in terms of like pitching crypto, or are you just trying to sell the tablets so people could buy it? Or
so you know what, I don't think there's any crypto pitch in it because I'm nearly certain that's kind of like against the rules of Amazon.
Right.
So yeah, it's really just like, hey, here's this crypto branded tablet, and it's more for the hope that we sell, like these get sold on Amazon, and the hope isn't like, we're not trying to make money here. We're trying to see if it can cause virality, right? Like
Right.
if we can get enough people to buy a tablet on Amazon, and then all of a sudden this crypto branded tablet becomes the front page item on Amazon for this, category of thing, then obviously that's going to get more eyes on the chain. And that's the whole point, is getting more eyes on our brand and getting more eyes on these products, and hopefully getting people into this versus into all the other trash that's out there.
Right. There is a lot of trash out there, and I got a lot of respect for all you guys that have been making content for so long, because in the brief month that I've been doing this, I've had a lot of engagement. And oh my God, the troll! Like I actually had to block a few people today for the first time. Like, what are these people doing? Like, there's some sour apples.
Yeah, and there are, and it's like, it's on one hand, I understand it because people had expectations, but on the same side of the coin, like I don't understand it, because why would you have expectations? Like I empathize because I understand how. Well, I can understand how euphoria would just make everyone want to go all in with everything, right? But on the other hand, like I feel like even at peak euphoria, which is when I came into the community, everything was peak euphoria. And even at that point in time, somehow through the community, it was instilled in me that you don't put in more than you can lose, that this is a total gamble and it can all go to zero. So for me, I knew that. I put in what I put in near the top without a blink of an eye, like with the intent, not the intent, but with the mindset, with the mind framing that this is money that poof, it's gone. In my mind, it was already gone. I was like, this could go to zero, and this isn't going to affect my day to day. It's not going to affect my lifestyle. So it's just, right. I wish those people had that kind of mindset. I wish they had understood that, and that would probably make a lot of those apples a little sweeter, because it's really, it's like they expected it to happen overnight, or they expected it to happen within a certain time frame, or they expected Richard to do something, or something else to happen some other way, and it hasn't. And like it's no one's fault but your own. You press those buttons, you put that money in. So it's hard, but yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. It all comes down to personal responsibility at the end of the day. Because look, I've made mistakes at times where I've probably put too much in, but then I'm like, okay, we probably should dial it back a little bit, So it's all about, it's a learning experience. So nothing, like, I don't understand the whole point of people bitching on, excuse my language, on X constantly. Yeah. About their bags. They're like, just constant trolling. That doesn't help anything. It's not like, we're trying to push a product here, and we have to fight people in our own community now, or I would think they were in our community. I don't know where these accounts, they just pop out of nowhere with like low followers, and like last month or two or last year when they created their accounts. But best is just hit the block button on these people.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for sure. If you can't hold through this and like just either like go away and do something else, or encourage the people that are doing positive things, then you don't. In my opinion, those people a lot of reason I block these people is because I don't want, this sounds bad the way I'm going to say this, but they don't deserve to celebrate with me. Like, I don't want all of a sudden these people who were, crying and doing the whole, like, calling other people out and doing nothing but being negative. Like, I don't want that in my circle of celebration when we do win. Like, in my opinion, like, you detracted from the mission. So why should I, you're going to flip your thought, you're going to flip your tune. And then all of a sudden I'm supposed to be all like happy and go lucky about it. Like, I don't know. I don't feel like that's, I just, yeah, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
You're very valid in that thought process, because I'm already feeling that way in the short time. I didn't, when you sent me the microphone or whatever, I created a few videos afterwards, but I knew I wasn't exactly ready to like be consistent enough. So I didn't want to just keep going until I knew I was going to be consistent like I am now. So that's kind of where we're at here. But so how many tablets do you think we've sent out so far?
Yeah, I actually have to sit down and actually do the numbers. We just moved all of our inventory from one storage unit to another, and from inside of our warehouse into this like much larger storage area. I want to say, I'm going to say 150,000, give or take, about that number, because we've got, I want to say, over the last 6-7 months, we got 7 containers full of them, and each time it was like 150,000 to 200,000 tablets. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah. So there's a lot. There's a lot of them, and it's one of those situations where we had no idea what we were getting into when this whole thing started. Richard asked for people who had a nonprofit or charity, or people who were willing to start a nonprofit or a charity. There happened to be one whose mission statement was kind of just like vague enough that we were able to use it for this purpose. So we were just like, all right, man, like here's the nonprofit. What do we do now? Like, what's the next step? And I'm actually surprised, and like I want to kind of put this call out to the community. The world is waiting. Like, there are so many other countries that could have the opportunity to be doing what we're doing here, and really almost no one has stepped up. There's some guys in the UK that are working on getting things kind of rolling there. So kudos to them. And it's just like, man, it would be so much easier if there was a European cohort out there, like someone else out there in Europe, because I'm sure the shipping would be less than it was to ship all the way out here. And it would allow for more of these tablets to get into more hands and more languages and all sorts of things. So that call is still out there. I mean, it's just the fact that no one else really has stepped up and been like, hey, like, we're here, like, I volunteer as tribute, like, let's go. But, kind of all that to say, it's a full-time gig, basically. I do this every day. I'm here 10 hours a day. I've been smart about taking breaks more often and like working on my mental and just getting out there and touching grass. But it's hard for me to do that when I love what I'm doing. I'm so grateful to be a part of this community and to be a part of this project that it's like, I don't want to step away because, I feel like I got to do this, right? Like someone's got to be here and make sure the printers are running and make sure the tablets are getting mailed out. And it's a lot, but I wouldn't rather do anything else, honestly.
Right. It almost feels, it's like this is bigger than one person, and that's why it's so easy to get involved and do things, because it does take a team, and you guys are doing a fantastic job out there. So keep it up. Did you guys get you guys sent tablets to Australia, right? Were they able to?
there is no nonprofit yet, as far as I know, in Australia. But people have, like, you can purchase tablets through the DeFi Doodles website, and we've sent them to Australia through that. It just costs a lot. That's the thing too, is like, you know, it would be so much more cost effective if there was an Australian chapter, you know, or an Australian nonprofit out there willing to do this work. So they're out there. It's just like, for us to send any large amount, it's astronomical. Like that it costs more to ship to Australia than anywhere else we've shipped to.
That's cool. I think one thing that attracts me to this community the most is that I feel like we're underdogs, and I like being part of underdog movements and underdog, you know, like when there's a lot of adversity. And, you know, I came into HEX in October of 2020, I believe. And it was people like Crypto Coffee, RG3, and Dollar Cost Crypto. They're the ones I was watching in the beginning. But I constantly, it was the craziest thing, because I'm getting back into crypto, and then I go on Reddit, I'm researching HEX, and oh my God, like, it was like accusation, scam. I'm like, so I kind of had to use my own brain to figure this out. And I was like, this does not feel like a scam to me. It doesn't make sense or whatever. And I kind of just ignored it. And everyone did pretty well, you know, that got in 2020, early 2021. And, you know, so, I mean, it's been a pretty brutal ride down, but I think that's like Dollar Cost Crypto, I think, said it the best. He said crypto is a game of attrition. Like, not everyone's going to make it. Everyone's not going to win. Everyone doesn't get to win. That's not even how markets work anyway. Like, everyone doesn't win. So, like, if you're going to tap out, like not, if you can't survive like this, crypto is not easy. Like, the volatility is not easy. It's like, it's a psychological game here. Like, you see the prices swing the way they do, or you see your investment go down. It's like trying to catch a falling knife. You're constantly, you put $100 in 1 week. Next thing you know, you're down 20% a few weeks later on that. And then you have to have the mindset of, this is a long-term play. This is a long-term game. Everything from the marketing to the community to the whole basis, the whole aspect of HEX, staking 5,555 days. It gives you the opportunity to lock your coins up. So I think if we stay focused on the things that we need to be doing, eventually we're going to have a breakthrough. We're going to have our breakthroughs because we have everything. Like Richard said, we have everything.
Yep.
So we have the community, we have the coins, the products, we have marketing, we have the streamers, the content creators. I was hoping you'd pull that out.
Wait, I'll switch cameras.
Here we go. That actually, oh yeah, here we go. I love this.
Didn't you want me to share, or I don't know if you could screen share it yourself? Did you want to play that video?
Yeah, I sure do. Yeah, I put that together because I saw, I don't know who made someone made an original post about Richard wearing, you know, all the crazy stuff and being all flashy and stuff. And they were calling him out as a scammer, basically. I don't think they used those words exactly, but it was something along those lines. Oh, hold on. I can't bring it up. You'd have to bring it up.
So
sorry, hold on.
we're still setting up the studio, and our Stream Deck buttons are not all made yet. So we may have to either have Jake bring it up or.
Can you share the screen?
Yeah, but the audio is not going to be connected to
the audio
it right
won't
now.
work.
So
maybe if you can do it.
I should be able to share my screen, and
okay.
You want me to try?
So basically, someone had said that, like, they showed this picture, and then Saint Wolf quote posted it, and I thought he was being facetious, but apparently he was legitimately asking. He was like, oh, well, like, is Richard Hart, you know, like, was this the real Richard Hart? Or I actually want to find that post. Let's see, St. Wolfers. Let me find his post so I don't misspeak. Shout out to him, by the way. St. Wolf's he's been putting in the work too. Oh shoot, what's his handle?
I'm sharing the screen now. So let me let you, if there's any issues when I pop it up, let me know. But I have that video pulled up already. So.
So yeah, it was just a reply to him, kind of like wondering, like, oh, like, was Richard just, this obnoxious, flashy dude, or was he playing a character? And it turns out he was legitimately asking. And I was like, how can you, how do you not know that Richard did this and like spoke multiple times about how ridiculous it was to him? Like, I didn't watch, I got in late in terms of all this, and I didn't watch a lot of Richard's content. I didn't know who he was for this first 6 months I was in HEX. And even I could tell, or I knew, and maybe part of it is because I read SciVive and I know SciVive so well, but I at least heard him mention once how he felt like this was something he was just doing as an act to get more followers. So what I ended up doing is I went to hexsearch.io, and that's an awesome tool where you basically they've cataloged every single video that Richard's ever done, and they put you can search any keyword and it'll bring up every single time he said that word. So I just put in the word clown, and then I organized it from the most recent video to the most, the past. And I just started clicking on it and I put them together. I was like, hey, like here it is over and over and over again. He's trying to make this point. So that's where this video came from. So let's go ahead and see if you play, if we can hear it.
Okay, you guys see the screen now? Okay.
In this world, it's not a meritocracy. You don't get credit for what you should, and so you just got to play.
Did you guys hear that?
Yeah, we can hear it. Yeah, and apologies, the first 10 seconds of my captions are a little messed up, but
okay, I'll make the screen bigger for you.
In this world, it's not a meritocracy. You don't get credit for what you should, and so you just got to play the. And you guys want me to dress like a fucking clown and flex and eat overpriced stuff? Fine, I'll do that for a greater goal. Right? It's excellent yelling. Like, you can't yell any louder. I dress like a clown to get people to listen. I go back to my oldest YouTube videos. They're self-help videos trying to teach you how to have a better life. So if I can get more followers, I can influence more people to do what is healthy for them. And if what gets me more followers is bragging and having the world's most expensive things and showing them off and being funny or outrageous or twerking for the camera, if that's what it takes, I have to dress like a clown to get an audience to make the world a better place. That's what I'm going to do. I only have all this clown mode stuff to flex on people because it's what they understand. I have to charge and plug in my lube contacts before the shower. This is just the flex. But this works. What you're doing doesn't work. I just got 2 articles in the Times and in Bloomberg, and it leads with Richard Hart's eating the world's most expensive caviar out of a gold tin, $600 an ounce, talking about celebrating the bear market, and it tastes like the tears of his haters. It's awesome. It's awesome for them. It's good content. It's fun to read. It's awesome for me. I can get people in on the outrage garbage and then shift them into trying to save their lives with medical research and removing counterparty risk and increasing efficiency and making technological progress and getting free coins. I hand out free coins like crazy. So I get them in on the outrage and then I shift them into the beauty. They won't come on the beauty straight. So here I am, dressed like a clown. Like healing human beings is the end game. I also give away free self-help books. And I've been doing that since before anyone knew I was a crypto. I also do self-help videos. When you get over the hubris and the bragging, because bragging is all that people appear to respond to, if being humble worked better, oh my God, I would be humble. But it doesn't. So I have to come out here and dress like a clown constantly. I'm wearing 2 watches. This one's 750,000. This one's 600,000. Why? So people like me more. Fine. That's what you guys want. That's what you get. Or if you're not going to like me, hate me, and at least actively hate me so the AI sees engagement and shows my stuff to more people. Because the AI doesn't care whether you get positive or negative engagement. It just sees engagement. So back to free speech. You can use martial arts to save people, or you can use martial arts to harm people. And you could use powerful marketing techniques. I dress like a clown because it's effective. I don't dress like a clown because I particularly just love advertising other people's brands over my own.
I'm leeching other brands that have already spent hundreds of years developing brand loyalty to pivot their customers into things that could save their lives.
I have a lot of full monogram sets. And I wish I had this stuff in HEX instead so that I could just rep like, one day, man, where's my giant HEX chunk? Like, you know, I choose to interview devs instead of call manufacturers of clothing and jewelry. And it's just smarter and it scales better.
But because reality's stupid and dudes only care about guns and cars and watches, well, okay, I guess I'm going to do guns and cars as watches, like, because I want.
It's like an ethical finesse.
Yeah, you got to do what works, man. You know, people dressing like a clown works. All right, I'm gonna dress like a clown. When you do what works long enough, you get to change what people want. In the beginning, you got to give them whatever they want, but eventually, you can give them what they should want. Everything that you want is there. It's absolutely amazing. It just needs more eyeballs. And so, you know, outrage marketing can only take you so far, and there's a lot of personal blowback. So dressing like a clown and acting like a clown attracts the attention of people that care about clowns. But there's a whole portion of the world that does not care about acting like a clown. There's a whole portion of the world that's more serious. And, you know, you've got the audience that cared about clown as far as you're going to get it. I'm emphasizing that if the community did more direct mail, more outreach, more things that people care about in a professional manner, then the rest of the world could be exposed to the miracle, the beauty of open source peer-to-peer communication and security in the most performative asset class that has ever existed in the history of mankind. It's a miracle. It's beautiful. And the only way they're going to find out about it is if somebody tells them about it. You know, just building amazing software and having an amazing network isn't enough. People have to use it. They have to avail themselves of it. As a person that wants to make the world a better place, you have to tell them. It's no one else's job but your own. If you want to make the world a better place, you have to make it better yourself. And if you want people to do better, you've got to show them what doing better looks like. In this world, it's not a meritocracy.
Yep.
Yeah, everything in the video was on point.
Yeah. You know, and it's to me, that's who Richard is. That's a huge, you know, window into the kind of man that wants to see his community win. And that's a whole other, you know, I could, if I had more time and energy to do things like that, I would, because there are so many different streams that he's done, so many different things that he said. And just like this, I mean, this is a perfect example. Over and over and over again, he's said these things, but people forget. People forget so easily. You know, they're so fixated on the price and the charts that they absolutely forget why they got here in the first place, why they believed in the first place, why they invested in the first place. So, you know, that's part of why I did my content, or why I continued to do my content while I was doing it, right? Like now my time is occupied with what I'm doing here. But a lot of the reason I kept going was because I wanted people to remember that and to continue to remember that through this entire crypto winter that we've survived through. You know, it's just, I'm very fortunate that I have a positive outlook, period. Like that's just my temperament. I'm just that way. So if there's anything I can do to remind people, to uplift people, to encourage people, right? Like that is what I wanted my content to do, which is why I did a lot of SciVive content, because that uplifted me. Like SciVive really was what kind of just drew me in. My cat. Drew me in and kept me really just believing that, you know, this was part of something bigger. I've always had that urge, right? Like to do something, to be a part of something bigger than myself. And I feel like I've found so much purpose and so much just, you know, like I feel like I've found my home here in terms of what I want to do with my time and energy. And I'm hopeful that, you know, once a lot of the, once I have like, you know, more of a flow in terms of work-life balance, and especially having this studio now, right? Like it's really awesome. Cause I can see it's awesome because we're able to, work on the tablets, and then here I am, streaming in like a professional grade studio. So it's really exciting to think about what the future holds. And I wish I could just like scoop my positivity and sprinkle it on everyone, because there really is so much to still look forward to. And I just wish I could do that to the world.
I really think people underestimate like what has all happened in the last few years. Like, I don't think people really realize like how big the SEC coming after us was, like, and then Interpol, like, and at the same time you're trying to launch these. Well, I'm sure Richard was dealing with the SEC before PulseChain launched. I'm sure he was already aware of it. So I'm like, there's so much that goes into overcoming all these things that people, like you said, people just want to look at the price chart. I'm like, you guys got to be a little more patient. You got to be a little more forgiving. Like, I think the fact that we even beat the SEC, like, I don't even think that gets talked about enough.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. Especially in the greater crypto sphere. Like, we're ignored. It's like everything we do gets ignored, and I think that's what makes a lot of us work harder, though, too. Because I'm like, that breakthrough, once it happens, I feel like there's like a snowball building, and once it gets rolling, it's going to be hard to like stop it. Because, I mean, HEX itself is built in marketing. I mean, you got someone locking up for 10, 15 years, they're going to talk about it for 10 or 15 years. Like, absolutely. There's so many things that are genius about our ecosystem and the coins we have available to us. We do literally have the best products in all of crypto. Like, 100%.
Like, I look around, like, I'm a big economics person, so I'm a nerd. I like to read economics. I like to learn about money. And I got into one of the things that got me into crypto, because I was a big Ron Paul supporter back in 2011, 12, and they were talking about ending the Fed. I wanted to put my money somewhere where it wasn't constantly devalued. And I think Richard created some of the best products for us to put our money. Just because the price hasn't reflected all the work we've done yet, doesn't mean it's not going to eventually.
Exactly.
Like, picking your ball up and going home is not the answer right now. So I think, like you said, I think we have a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And it's been hard. It's been hard for me too. Like, I've definitely had streams, or I've tried to stream every now and then when I wasn't feeling like 100% positive and feeling a little bit down, because I want people to know that I'm real. I'm real too, right? Like, I'm not AI. And there have been those moments for me where it has felt like, man, like, why can't we catch a break? But it's for me, it's always been a little bit more, what's the word I'm trying to say? Not personal, right? Like a group thing. Like, I'm not down necessarily about my own investment. Well, yes, that's kind of sucked, right? Like, it's like, oh man, like, I sure do hope that all these gains come one day. It's been just the constant gatekeeping, the constant neglect of our information being spread in any way, shape, or form, and what's a way to put this? Just how people are so blind to even people in crypto. So here's a good way to put this, or a good example. Going to events for other cryptos or just other bigger crypto events, right? Like, I've been to a few Bitcoin parties. I've been to, Ethereum get-togethers and things like that. And it's so different because like, the difference between our community and those communities is that we care so much about what crypto is, like what true DeFi is. And my co-host here. And we really just want to see like Satoshi's vision, I still need to read the Bitcoin white paper, but from what I understand, I feel like Richard is doing so much more for crypto than Satoshi ever did, right? And the fact that Satoshi's vision was for, for this currency, for this, for crypto to be something that was a peer-to-peer, private transaction kind of deal. Like, it's almost like no one else in crypto gives a shit. Pardon my French, but for real, like most of them are out there. They're talking about their companies. They work for a crypto company. They're paid to shill or talk about a thing. That's like 110% the opposite of everything that we as a community are about or do. None of us are paid. None of us are paid to do this. And the fact that there are so many of us and our community is so big and so passionate, like, it's like that's what has been the frustrating part for me. It's like, man, like our day is and the sun is coming, and on those cloudy days when it's raining, I'm just like, oh, like it just sucks. It sucks so bad. So I can't wait, because it's like as hard and as much as Richard wants that glory, that's like as much as I want to see it happen for our entire community. And I know he wants that too. You know what I mean? It's like that glory is based upon all of us winning, not just, I mean, he can't win alone, right? Like that's the thing, is like it doesn't make sense, right? The only way he's going to win and get that glory is if we all win together and all of this works out well. And he's not going to give up, right? Like this like little saying right here, right? He doesn't know, like we don't know what the fuck is going to work, but we've got everything. We have everything to do it. And it's just a matter of, continuing that persistence, right? Like I have mentioned that on the last stream I was on too, like his persistence quote of, not his, but the quote he likes the most, right? I think it's Calvin Coolidge. But persistence is what is going to get us to that goal. And, like, I don't see giving up, and I know he doesn't see giving up as an option, right? Like, no way. So it's just a matter of time. Something's going to work. Something's going to work, and it's going to be phenomenal when it does. So I'm looking forward to whatever that's going to be. Like, I'm stoked, because who knows? Like, I mean, he's really brilliant. And like you said, like this, I also think this marketing plan is genius. Like the fact that people, like they're small enough to fit in your back pocket, right? So like I've been to parties and stuff where these have been handed out, and people have had them just like walking around, just sticking out of their back pockets. It's something that is fun. I've people put them on their refrigerators, the ones that have magnets. People put them on their coffee tables. They use them. I had one of our volunteers told me that he'll take it to a restaurant, and he has a few of them, right? So he'll take it to a restaurant, and then they'll be playing tic-tac-toe on it, and then they'll give it to the waitress or the waiter and say, oh, you should take our order on this, and the waiters love it. They're like stoked about it. So there's so many clever ways for these to get out and to get into people's hands, and for that brand recognition to continue to build. So I think there's a lot to look forward to when it comes to what our marketing is going to look like and what the next steps are.
Is that's another thing that I keep, like, people like, oh, Richard ain't pumping our bag. That's another narrative that's annoying to constantly have to listen to. I'm like, why would he look at the market? Why would even if he was to pump money into our bags, people are just going to sell it.
Well, so exactly. And I don't, I'm not a wallet watcher. I don't do any of that stuff. But from what I read on the internet, right, like it sounds like that kind of happened. Like some wallet address that may or might not be linked to the OA or to Richard put money in, and it was immediately sold down, right? So it's just like, okay, like why would you even do that, if that's going to be the outcome? And then on top of that, he's smart, man. Like, why would you sell any asset right now to inject anything into anywhere else when everything's down? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, I wouldn't want him to do that. Like, come on, man. Like, wait for ETH to like 2 or 3x or something magical like that, right? And then take that, do a thing. I'm not telling anyone what to do, but these are things I hear other people talking about. I'm kind of the last person to talk about charts.
Right.
things.
I'm not a big chart person either. I do like the token. I think that's another reason I was so attracted to HEX is like the tokenomics, because when I first got into HEX, it took me a little bit to figure it out. And once I peeled back the layers, I saw how genius it was. And I think once we do win, it's going to be one hell of a mic drop.
Yeah.
It's going to be one hell of a fucking mic
really
drop.
is.
And I'm ready for it. I'm ready for that mic to drop, because what other crypto community is even this big or has people doing the stuff that we're doing?
None. There's none.
Zero.
There's no way. Yeah. Even when you go to the big events, it's like you would think maybe the Bitcoin community is huge, but it's just not like that. It's nothing like what we have. None of them are, they're all doing their own projects and trying to do different things, and they all have their own opinions on, what should or shouldn't be done with Bitcoin anyways. So it's,
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say the engagement, like this. I think her name's. I hope I don't mess it. I think it's Jana. Wuji. Is it Jana?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jana just recently started talking about, she's got a pretty big following, and I don't remember who it was, but I saw someone else kind of comment on the fact that you can look at her posts and her engagement, and anytime she's mentioned PulseChain, you can see just it's an astronomical ratio compared to anything else that anyone else has commented on in terms of like her feed, right? And that happens over and over and over again with us, right? Like we get engagement baited all the time because people know that we interact and that we're real and we're not bots.
Right.
So,
dude, people are already. I made a post about a HEX price prediction like a year or two ago or whatever, and somehow Eric Wall found it like a month or two ago, and he commented on it, and someone replied to it. He's like, "Do not bet him." don't bet. I'm like,
don't make bets.
I've seen how these bets went. Yeah, I'm good. I can wait it out. But I think I'm curious on when ProveX is launching. I don't know. We haven't really talked about ProveX yet, too. I know he released the beta or whatever, the beta, and I haven't personally tried it yet. I don't know if any of you guys have played around with it yet, but it does seem like it seems like it's pretty cool.
Yeah, from what I hear. Yeah, it sounds awesome. Like I've seen people, just chatting about it and talking about how they're using like Venmo to buy PulseChain assets. Like what?
Yeah, you can use Cash App or so many different options. So I mean,
awesome.
That's the whole point of that's one of the things our community is based off is DeFi, decentralized. Because you're talking about Bitcoin. I feel like half those guys sold out already. And anytime I've talked to even people in my personal life or like coworkers or anybody else that will mention Bitcoin, like a lot of these people are in all this for the wrong reasons. It seems like this is a lot bigger than just making money too. At the same time, that's why we're all here. But like at the same time, this is how we take down the bank system, the Federal Reserve. Like this is how we can create a decentralized network where we don't need them anymore. And to me, that's just as exciting as making money.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, that's a huge reason why I got into HEX in this community is because of the meaning behind it, right? Because of the movement behind it. Like the fact that we sacrifice, and it didn't really hit me at the time of the sacrifices, but sacrificing for freedom of speech and freedom of movement, and seeing how over these years, especially, that has been just. You can't say or do. So perfect example. Whether or not this is freedom of speech, this is not 100%, but like we were testing things out in the studio on TikTok last night, and they were smoking cigars, and the stream got ghost rugged basically because of that. But it's the same thing with words, right? Like you can't say certain things on certain channels or you'll get pulled. And that's just like, why? Like, why can't I speak my opinion and speak my voice? And, it's so much more than just crypto to me. And the fact that I feel very strongly, this is something I talk about a lot, is I feel that crypto is a stepping stone for Richard. And this is just like one notch to get him to and you can see that in the video, right? Like the pivot is into saving people's lives, into getting people to do healthier things, into getting people to live longer. So it's not just getting people to buy PulseChain or getting people to invest in these coins, right? Like he wants to pivot people into doing things that will help them. He wants people to do better for themselves and like literally wants to make the world a better place. And if part of that is making maybe a nation state called Hexaco somewhere, so be it. Like I am so for that. So I think this is just part of the plan. And if you look at that bigger picture and you keep that in mind and you open the scope to that, it makes it, to me, that's part of what makes it a lot easier for me to be here and to be a part of this community and to be so bullish all the time. Because I'm not just bullish on HEX and PulseChain, I'm bullish on what Richard has planned for the world and being a part of that and putting that out into the world and the universe. So
yeah, I'm bullish on the community. I think that's one of the best things about this, of being in these is just interacting with the community. And you know, there's still a decent, especially you, like decent amount of positive people here yet. It makes it fun to actually pursue these things and not just. I couldn't imagine being a part of any other crypto community. Like, what do they even do? Like, I honestly, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, I see other crypto communities. Sometimes I look around a little bit and I'm like, this ain't for me. Like, I'm a Hexagon. I'm staying here. I'm going to make another 15-year stake in a week or two, so whatever. I'm going to post on Twitter so the haters can come tell me I'm stupid and retarded.
Yeah, just block them. Block them all. It's such a waste of time and energy to be negative. Like
it's so funny because dealing with people that like on Facebook, for instance, like they're all real names and like you know who you're talking to most of the time, and then you come on Twitter and it's like when people troll, it doesn't even really affect me, but I kind of laugh when people say things like, I don't even see your face, dude. Like it's weird. Like I've never dealt with trolls like on that type of level before, but at the same time, like I don't even know what they look like, and it's just someone with 20 followers that created their account a month ago, and so it's like it doesn't really bother me. It's almost amusing actually, to me anyway.
It's sad to me because it's just like how, like what just like what a waste. Just what a waste of time and energy. You know, why not do something good? Like go build someone up. Like do something better.
Right. I thought it was cool when I did one of my first gaming streams, and you know I had Hexicans in the chat. They're chatting. So what that's doing is pushing into the algorithm. So now people that aren't even associated with Hex at all, they're coming in my chat and they're talking. And I onboarded they download the internet money wallet, and I had a few giveaways, and you got PulseChain. So like I've put out gaming shorts. I'm having people subscribe and they're checking out some of my Hex content too. So people are kind of looking in my channel because I think there's a barrier on like reach. So I think if you could find other, I want to try to find stuff that's evergreen. So gaming's kind of evergreen to me. Like I put out shorts. Every gaming short I put out gets 1,000+ views, and they see the Hex logo.
Yeah,
they see the Hex logo. So to me, that's brand recognition. So when maybe they see Hex someday and be like, oh, where did I see that from before? Or you know, like it creates brand recognition. But I don't know how long you guys want to go. Is your guys' chat different than my chat because we're streaming from multiple platforms?
If you should be able to see both chats in your StreamYard. So yes and no. Like if you're just looking at YouTube, it'll only be what's on your end.
Okay, because I'm looking at StreamYard, so
yeah, then you should be seeing both chats from what I remember. It's been a minute.
Yeah. Well, this is my first time, and I thank you guys for being my first actual interview or collaboration on my channel anyway.
Yeah, thank you for having me here. It's been great. Like Excited to be here. Proud of you for doing it. You know, like that's another super bullish thing to me, is that we're here. We've been here. We've been through all of this, and we still have more and more people wanting to create content, wanting to come on board and talk about it, wanting to, you know, learn more about it. Right? Like bullish.
I mean, that's the thing, is when I started putting out content again, a lot of you guys, the thing that's fun for me is everyone retweets it. Like I could post a show. I make a crypto video. I think when I started on my channel again, I had 330 subscribers, and just over a month now, I'm at 540, like nice. Over 200. And then the fact that I could take some of these crypto videos, make them into shorts, and like almost everyone I post gets 100+ likes and dozens of retweets. And I think that's why I get trolls in my comments, because there is going out a little bit. But like the fact that we push each other so much and push each other's content so much, you even make somebody like me that's kind of on the smaller side, just starting out, it makes it fun because we see ourselves growing along with you guys. And that, I think that makes a world of a difference, honestly. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, if it wasn't for, you know, some people you'd met like RG3 and Crypto Coffee, DCC, Whale's Only One. Like, if it wasn't for those guys, I don't think I would start streaming. And they all at one point said something along the lines of, "Hey, we need you too. Like, you know, we can't do this. Like, I'm not going to attract the same audience that DCC is." Right? Like we're completely different in terms of our content, what we talk about, like all those things. So, you know, equally, there's someone out there that might be watching this right now, like, and might have the idea, like, oh, you know, like, oh, I could stream, but there's already so many streamers. No, like, we need you too. Come on board, like, come and do it. And, you know, don't be scared. Like, you know, you can be a guest on my channel. You can be a guest on Discourse Syndicate. You know, it's been a minute, but we used to, every Friday night, there's open mic. I think this Friday, apparently this Friday, there will be an effing hangout. So if you want to come on and test the waters and go live with a bunch of us, you know, we can even like help you out in the background, like help you set up things in the green room beforehand. Like, we'd love to do that, right? But hopefully from now on, every Friday night, 7 p.m. Pacific time, on Discourse Syndicate, we're going to do another effing hangout. It's been a minute, but I'm excited about that. So, yeah.
Yeah, I've watched Discourse Syndicate plenty of times. I've never joined a stream before on there. Maybe I'll have to.
Come on, yeah, come Friday.
Yeah, it'll be fun. You guys used to have some pretty big amount of people. I don't know what the limit is or how many people are on stream at one time, but I think I've seen upwards of like 5 to 10 people.
Yeah, I think our biggest is 10 for the room that we have, because it depends on your subscription for StreamYard. Like, you can have, I think, up to like, I think ours is up to 10, but you can pay more for more space or whatever.
Sweet.
But yeah, would love to have you. That'd be fun.
I am free Friday night, so maybe I will have to come through.
Very cool. Yeah,
I'm trying to see if there's any questions in the chat before we wrap up. So, someone made a comment if I was going to plug my computer in time. I thought my computer had the charger plugged in, and the battery went off. Must have popped on the screen, and I had to put the charger in. I was like, oh, that would be horrible if the stream ended because my computer died.
Just
So, Orion, what would you like people to take away from everything we're doing with the marketing, and what are your final thoughts on where you think we're going with it?
So I just remembered one other thing I wanted to bring up real quick, because I'm a part of it. Look up, if you haven't yet, look up Noob Decentral, NOOB DECENTRAL, Noob Decentral. There is a whole gang of characters going to El Salvador in April to pump your bags. We are going to El Salvador, which is the country that like Bitcoin is their currency, and we're participating in a 5-day scavenger hunt. And so far, it's myself, of course, the only girl, Josh Wu, Tiger Crypto God.
I'm trying to get other girls to go.
I sure hope someone else does. Dolo. Crypto Truth, possibly. And
Tiger.
I said Tiger, yeah.
Shane
Hart. And I might be missing someone, but I think that's it right now. And maybe, can I say it?
Maybe Slimewell.
Maybe Slimewell. Maybe. So it's a whole cast of characters, and it's going to be ridiculous. And we're looking, like, a lot of people are looking for sponsors. We're booking our tickets right now to fly out there. Eco Builder is the one who's putting this all together, and like he's paying for kind of like room and board for the whole group. And he's someone that I admire, and I think is one of the most underrated Hexicans on the planet. He's done so much for this community for so long, and not a lot of people know who he is. So follow Eco Builder, follow Noob Decentral, and just keep your eyes peeled for that content. That's all. I just had to kind of plug that because it's ridiculous.
Eco Builder has been doing the tablets since before the tablets.
Basically, yeah. He and Togosh are the Hex postcards guys. Like, they've been doing that forever. So, and then it's like Eco also says on his X, if you send an address, he'll send business cards and stickers to anyone, anywhere in the world. And he's been doing that for years as well. So just selfless, amazing Hexican. And yeah, so the marketing, like I said, it's one of those things where well, as I'm talking, I'll show you this, right? So it's something that has evolved. Where are we? Oh yeah, that's fine. That's good, actually. It's evolved so much, right? So this is printed on the envelope itself, right? And then this is a label that we printed, and this is a label we printed. Like they're all. Which camera is this? They're all different, because we continue to evolve, and we're continuing to try and figure it out, and we're continuing to try and make it work. People wouldn't read this. That's what ended up happening, right? Is like, we wanted to tell people a story. We wanted people to understand and to know what it was that they were getting really, it's not just the tablet, it's the websites on the tablet that are what's important. So we wanted to try and make that statement. And the fact that just, people wouldn't read this, we had to adjust, and we had to pivot, and we had to change it, and we had to just make it different. So over and over and over again, we've changed what is on the outside of the tablets. We've changed the way they're being delivered. We've changed the way that they're going out in the mail, and who they're going to, and how that's happening. So it's like, being a part of this really has helped, I think, us understand, and every volunteer, thank you so much to every volunteer who's come out and helped here, because them's the real people. Like, they're the most legit Hexicans. There have been people that have flown from other countries and other states to come here and help. And the fact that happens still in this market with so much down, and it's just that is more bullish to me than anything else in the world. Like, I know that this is going to be effective. I know that this is going to make a difference, and I know that we're going to keep working at it and doing whatever we can until every single one of these tablets is out of my hot little hands and in someone else's. So that's what I see happening. I'm so bullish on everything that's happening with us. And I just hope that you guys can feel the bullishness going out into the universe and sprinkling on all yourselves right now.
Listening to you talk makes me more bullish, so you're doing your job.
Sweet.
So what actually, before we end the stream, I actually had a question. What's the process like of actually volunteering to come help you guys? How does that work?
The easiest way is to either message myself or message the RS Griffin Foundation on X. And there's a Telegram chat that we have for our volunteers. We have you sign a liability waiver, and that's about it. Like, we also, depending on the situation, like we provide meals. That's not depending on the situation. That's if you come out, like, yeah, we will provide food for sure. Also, but depending on the situation, can provide a hotel, if that's something that's going to like help you be out here for a little bit. And it also just depends on what's going on with us right now. Like I would say, you know, in about 2 weeks, we're probably going to need a lot of volunteers. We're going to need people out here putting labels on devices and getting them into boxes and shipping them to Amazon and shipping them a bunch of different places. So bring it. Come on down.
A lot of excitement ahead. I'm bullish. Are you bullish?
Yeah.
Bullish.
You see this? Bullish.
I know it's not the most popular thing to be right now, but I can't help to be bullish. So I think I don't see very many questions in the chat. So we're probably going to wrap it up here. I want to thank you guys for letting me come on. You let me stream to a bigger audience, so I'm really appreciative of that. It's
Yeah,
really
of
cool
course.
you guys.
And
But
make sure you all sub to his channel. So next time you're watching him on his channel.
make sure you follow A Wild SJ on X. I'm not too good at this yet. Don't worry, we'll get better.
That works.
But all right, guys, we're gonna end it, and I'll see you back in the green room.
Yes, indeed. Bye, everybody.